Hi, my name's Lauren Sapala. I'm the author of The INFJ Writer and The INFJ Revolution. If you're on this page, then you are interested in the intuitive writing video course that I have designed for INFJ and INFP writers for 2020. I designed and developed this course based on the live classes I've taught and also my over 7 years of experience coaching INFJ and INFP writers now. I discovered years ago that INFJs and INFPs approach the writing process completely differently than most other writers. Rational writing methods do not work for us. Rational writing methods are all of the writing methods that you find on the internet today. It doesn't matter if you're using something like the snowflake method or just good old-fashioned plotting. All of those take a mental approach. They take a rational approach, which is rooted in masculine energy. This does not work for INFJ and INFP writers. I say this to my students all the time. It's just a different orientation. INFJs and INFPs have a feminine energy orientation. Therefore, we approach the creative process from a place of feminine energy. So that pushing, pulling, scheduling, making ourselves do things tends to end in disaster. We always think the problem is us. The problem is not us. The problem is the approach we're taking. So this video course I've designed, it's called simply Intuitive Writing, and it's to take you through the 6 key steps of the process. I usually teach live classes teaching this, but I have to put a cap on those classes. Not everybody can get in. I've gotten so many emails from people saying, I'm so disappointed I wanted to get into your class. Like, what can I do? How can I learn this method? So I put this together so that anybody can access it at any time. You can work it according to your own pace, at your own schedule, and your own comfort level. So with the course, you get 6 videos. You get 6 workbooks. 1 workbook accompanies each video. At the end of each workbook, there are exercises for you to do. I do say people can do, 1 lesson a week or 1 lesson a month. I wouldn't go over 1 lesson a week. The exercises can be pretty gnarly and kind of intense for people. People can get very emotional. It's going to be digging into a lot of your layers and a lot of your belief systems and your mindsets and your relationships with the work and your characters or your memories. So I do urge people to take it as slowly as they need to take it. With the course, you also get the intuitive writing brain map. That is a really quick, nice reference guide. You can print it out. You can put it above your workstation, showing you exactly the differences between intuitive writing and rational writing, or writing and editing. That's another big thing we really work on in the intuitive writing method, is the difference between writing and editing for intuitive writers, which is a very important difference. So that's something that can really safeguard you from moving out of your intuition and back into the rational space when you don't want to. I'm going to give you a quick overviews of the videos. Video number 1 is Intro to Intuitive Writing, and that talks about the difference between masculine and feminine energy, or the difference between the irrational and the intuitive space, and how we can get out of the rational space, get into the intuitive space. Video 2 talks about writing, specifically intuitive writing, the actual step-by-step process used in the intuitive writing method to get new material out of you so you can stop rereading those old chapters that you keep trying to go back and fix, and it's not working. You can actually produce new parts of the story. It takes you step-by-step through that process, what you can expect, some surprises along the way, how to get into the intuitive space, how to stay there as long as you need to. Video number 3 talks about editing. Again, there's a very big difference between writing and editing in the intuitive writing method. Video 3 takes you through the editing process, what specifically that looks like for intuitive writers when they're using it, what to expect, some of the pitfalls and roadblocks that come up, and the stage in between writing and editing that every intuitive writer should definitely use as a transition point. Video 4 is how to connect with your characters, how to build a relationship with them, and how to build trust with them, especially if they have been shut down in the past due to you pushing them or forcing them, or if they have some past trauma going on. We also talk about archetypes in that video. Video number 5 is personal inner work of the writer. This is a very common thing for intuitive writers when they're really starting to dig into the layers of their work and they're really starting to go deep. They might get stuck or they might feel blocked. It usually ends up coming down to a little bit of personal growth work that needs to be done before they can move forward. We talk about shadow work, working with the psychological shadow of your psyche. We talk about family patterns, ancestral patterns, limiting beliefs, how you can move beyond limiting beliefs. There's really, really great questions in that workbook to get you started on some of that work. Video number 6, the last one, is signs and synchronicities, which is a very big part of the intuitive writing method. The intuitive writing method is a very unconventional method. It's very eccentric in many different ways. And one of the things we use to work with the anxiety that so many intuitive writers feel in life overall, but definitely during the creative process when they're in the middle of writing a book or a story, a lot of that anxiety will come up of like, I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't know where this is going. What do I do? We talk about signs and synchronicities and how to use those to soothe that anxiety and to shift into this place where you know you are co-creating your book. It is not just you all alone, this little writer trying to control everything. You are part of something much greater, a much greater design. So that is it in a nutshell. There's a lot of material. Intuitive writing is something that you can do your whole life long and keep discovering new things about it. It's also something that you can get started with relatively quickly if you're really committed to the process. If you're ready to try something new, if nothing's ever worked for you before, and you know you have to do something to transform, you know you have to do something to change your writing life, or you're just going to be miserable with it, this is the thing for you. I am offering it at a deep discount for the few days of the launch, only for the few days of the launch. It's going to be just $97. After that, the price is going to jump up to $149. $149 USD for those of you who are all over the world. And it's going to stay there. So if this is something that's for you, if you are listening, if you've been watching the video series or you're just watching this video now and it's ticking all the boxes where you're like, oh yeah, I'm highly sensitive, I'm an INFJ, I've got anxiety about writing, I've got anxiety overall, I love my characters but I don't know how to connect with them, I'm ready to try something new, I know that this is the time, it's now or never, I'm going to write this book or I'm going to die with it inside of me, and that's going to be horrible. If that is happening for you, if you're really like, yes, I'm getting a big yes on this, I urge you to jump on it now. Get it at that price while you can. It's a nice price. And I wanted to make it accessible to a wide audience with that price. So please, please take advantage of it. If you have some questions, anything that's holding you back before you decide to buy, please send me an email. writecitySF@gmail.com. WRITECITYSF@gmail.com. Check my email frequently. I love to answer questions. Please don't hold back. If you're watching this on YouTube and you have questions, please, in the comments box below, leave your question. No question is too big or too small. I would love to answer them. I hope this works for you. If you're someone who's been using the intuitive writing method and it's totally transformed you, please send me an email too and let me know your story. I love hearing the success stories. It really helps me to know that what I'm doing, my work in this world, is worth it. So yeah, I'd love to hear from you. Until then, I will see you guys next time, and all the best. Happy writing.